So HIPAA, uh, HIPAA is set up to protect you, right? HIPAA, it's called something a bit different in Canada, but it's the same thing. What it is to protect your privacy and medical information and your private business. Medical providers are not supposed to be sharing or communicating with each other about your privacy, your health issues, mental or physical health issues without your consent, without your written consent, and without your knowledge, right? And this is set up for your protection. And I don't know why. I know some of the reasons why it's set up, but I don't know all the reasons. But HIPAA was set up for people who know what the rules are and they're breaking the rules. And HIPAA was set up for the very people that are breaking the rules, right? And these people continue to break the rules even though they know, right? So HIPAA was set up for the people breaking the rule, and they continue to break it, right? Where most people try to show you respect and try to stay within the guidelines and the rules. And so if you're being misdiagnosed, if you're suffering and declining and you're being misdiagnosed and you go to find another doctor, and because you've been in someone's care for years and you were misdiagnosed, so you go to find another doctor, and then if those doctors break HIPAA against your consent and against your will, if they communicate with one another, they're prolonging your misdiagnosis. So for example, I was in someone's care for years and years, misdiagnosed. Had to find another doctor, and the new doctor said, "Can I phone your previous doctor?" And I said, "No, you can't." "Why not?" I said, "Because I come to you so that you're my fresh set of eyes, so that you can hear my story cold off the street. You can hear my story and use your own judgment what's actually happening here, because I know that I've been misdiagnosed for years and years." And they said, "Okay." I leave, I come back from my next scheduled appointment, and they broke HIPAA. They said, "Oh, I talked to Dr. So-and-so," and I said, "What do you mean? What do you mean when you talk? What do you mean you talk to them when I explicitly said you may not call them?" "Oh, well, I did." And I said, "And now you've been negatively influenced, and now I'm going to be misdiagnosed. You're going to continue to misdiagnose me." That's exactly what happened. And I became so ill I couldn't drive anymore. I had gone for a second opinion, a third opinion, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh. When or if doctors are communicating without your consent or behind your back, the misdiagnosing is going to continue. And they were wrong. I was being misdiagnosed, and breaking HIPAA will harm you. It can kill you. It can take your life. It can force you to take your life. You can die if everyone's misdiagnosing you, and they're negatively influencing each other behind the scenes. Doctors can be negatively influenced. It's bad enough that doctors can be negatively influenced by all your medical records. If you're a patient that's being long-term misdiagnosed, but it's way worse when they're actually breaking HIPAA and phoning each other. So I continued with that doctor, and I became so ill I couldn't drive anymore. And this doctor started coming to my house and bringing me sleeping pills in a little baggies, which I can prove because I still have some of them with their handwriting, without a prescription, bringing sleeping pills to my house, delivering pills to my house on and off as I continued to be misdiagnosed and beg for help. And I continued to say, when I get into bed, I can't breathe. I can't breathe anymore. There's something is killing me, and something is happening to me while I'm asleep. Something is going wrong when I'm asleep. I continued and continued to be misdiagnosed. The only way I started to get accurate diagnosis is eventually, after decades of this, I started to wean off of all the medications, started to read like crazy, started to research and look across social media for help, and started to ask for the right referrals, push for the right tests. Yeah, you know what? Misdiagnosed patients already have a whole bunch of strikes against them. They're already fighting to survive in so many ways. And yeah, HIPAA has been set up for the very people that couldn't abide by the rules in the first place, and they're still breaking HIPAA.